I did not drink out of this lemonade container. I saved it for that I was going to make the water flavored. This is a new bottle of water. I haven't had anything to drink out of it yet. So what I can do is pour the water into this lemonade and drink it. And then I can drink it right out of here. But I don't want to do that because I want to flavor the water. I don't want to dilute the lemonade to be watery. Okay, so now the water is changed color, but the taste of the water is probably not as sweet as I would like it to be because I still don't have all of this lemonade mixed in the water because it's not ready in the container that way. I still have to drink some of it to get the lemonade in here to fully flavor the water. And when I do that, I will have ingested some of this already to get all of this into the container. And it's not fully flavored to God that way. That means it's not like if I had Mio. What's Mio? Mio is like a water flavoring that you just squirt in as much as you want. But then the rest of it stays in a container that you save for use at a later time. But it is still constituted to be flavoring the water. You can drink out of the water bottle and add more Mio, but it's homeless to do that. You should flavor it all at once how much you want, and it's concentrated so that you can do that. Mio is spelled M-I-O, Mio. So what are we going to do with myself deceased? I have been talking to myself about the afterlife because I don't have a home here. I've been homeless for as long as I've known Charles Toh. That's homeless because I didn't actually meet him deliberately, and there's a reason that I know him that is irrelevant at this time. That means I don't see him anymore because I died out of being able to see him anymore, but I still live after that as this same body, God form. So what is to be done? Well, there's nothing to be done. I am deceased out of the threatening that I have ever met Charles Toh in my life. But he is not deceased out of what he did, about what he knows about myself. That means he knew something about myself, he did something against myself, and then he threatened himself all the way until he's not here anymore to myself. And that's not true that he's not here anymore to himself if he's still alive. If he's still alive, he might still be here or not, because we don't know why he ever stayed around. He doesn't have to. He's not the same last name Moser, and they don't have to stay around because I'm not in any of their keys anymore. I'm in an apartment that is due to be locked up empty because it's been, I want to say, used and it's deceased property. It's not to be renovated because it's shrunk. The space of this apartment shrunk. Uh, the square footage is shrunk. The the ceiling is lower than it was. The doorways are narrower than they were before. Uh, and it's all not due to be rented to myself or to be used by anybody else. It's due to be locked up empty. I guess that's how I can be here, but not really, because I was told to get out yesterday. And why not? Because it's usually the other way around. You don't tell somebody that they should get out if you don't really need anything about them being out. That's somebody who had some mental problem with myself personally and just wanted me outside, away from wherever she knows where I am. And I've been through that before. I know many of you who do that to myself, and I call you sex offenders. You want me to leave you as God, but you don't believe in me, is why you say that I should get out at my own expense and go away at my own expense and leave you as God at my own expense if I think that I'm God in myself. You don't know what I go through in my life. You know some of the things that make me angry if you've seen the videos, but you don't know what it's like to be myself if you're not me. Cheryl Moser, she did something hysterical at this point. It's hysterical. She thinks that she's going to jail for threatening me that she didn't hear me talking to her, that I don't know her about her problems. And I'm telling her she doesn't have any problems. She's completely homeless outside my house the day that she was due to enter in my house and meet myself, because that's not due. That's not due to meet me in my house. She's due outside homeless on that point. and that I never really met her in my life. That's how it is now. And I did warn her, but not like, I know you're angry with me, I'm warning you. It wasn't like a back and forth. I called her about that I had a dream about her, and I told her about the dream I had. And then she asked me a question like, would I explain more about my statement about the dream? I was finished. I called her, I made a brief statement about it, my dream, and then she asked me to explain it more further. What about what did I say about my dream? What else can I say about that? What can I say about what I said about my dream? And I didn't really, I wasn't prepared for that because I just don't afford to hear you speak to me. Mostly I don't. So I made a few comments about that, but I wasn't really, it wasn't really interested in what I had to say to her. I said it because she was interested, and I don't remember anymore. I remember only why I called her. I don't remember what I said to her because she asked me to expound upon it. Yeah. So the threatening was homeless. She did something contradictory to what I said to her on the phone, and she asked me to be involved in her life, and I did not. I took her phone calls, but I did not meet her at the Flamingo Hotel so that her problem would become a nice greeting. And I don't know if that's not going well for me now because somebody came looking for me from the Moser family to do what other than to lock me out of that he knew where I was. But that's because of Charles Toh. If anybody Moser knows where I am right now, that's because of Charles Toh. And I can't say why because it's still alive this way for me. When I die out of the formed world, I suppose it will be clear to you that I'm no longer in this Godhead as female genitals for all possible reasons. And then when you're still illegally alive in your genitals and you don't have any leverage to alive the formed world anymore for you to be in with your illegal genitals, you're going to see me that way. And I'm going to say, yes, I form myself in superior founder now. I don't form myself in the formed world where I met you. But I don't actually look like this in superior founder. I will look like the Godhead that is elsewhere. It will not be a female Godhead anymore. It will not be feminine anymore in the afterlife when I appear in superior founder. I should have a picture, right? Let's say to describe what that would be like, that you still look the same in your genitals. I would have a picture of myself, as you can see me right here, in let's say a frame, a big picture in a frame. And then I would be seated in some kind of a nice chair that no one ever sat in before me. Yeah, it'll be a chair just for me. No, we're not thrift store shopping up there in Superior Founder. I want my own chair. Yep. And then, so I'll be the Godhead there, which will be the word masculine from your point of view, but it's just God from my point of view. So I'll just say Godhead. And then there will be the picture of myself like this, feminine. The name that I used to go by is Becky or Rebecca. And then Becky, really. So it'll be Becky in the photograph behind me. I can appear as the little original form that I came in, which everybody knows because it's the lowest life form of myself there is. But I don't speak in that God form. And there are people who know who I am, who have something to say to that I was grown. Maybe any time full height would be like age 15 and onwards, and I would say 18 and onwards to be a full adult. So the picture of myself in Superior Founder looking like this, the female Godhead, in a framed photograph hanging behind myself and the Godhead seated on my own throne. Yes. Well, I'll be king, but it's king deceased because I died out of being king already and I don't go back. I didn't do anything wrong. It's deceased. as king. So what I would like to say is, who in the threatening wants to see me in the afterlife? I know there are so many of you. At that point, it will be relevant that I know each and every one of you, but it's mentally impossible because I'm king to a smaller amount of people. And in this world, I am Becky to about 500,000 illegal alive shunts who illegally alive over and over again. So I would have to go through each one of you and each of you each time you died. But then you carry on with the same appearing form, or maybe it's aged a little, or it could have grown, it could have been fatter, it could be thinner, it could be like that you got a dog. So then you have to see me for all those reasons. And that's really mentally impossible because I'm just this big as myself. And that's how I need to go up into Superior Founder and be out of deceasement right here. So I'll be omniscient. And then I can see you, but I don't move you because I'm not the part of God that made you. I'm the part of God that alived you. And so I would see that another way. And I don't really want to because I like the way I am here, deceased. I am doing excellently well in this Godhead. I'm holding alive as long as it is to decease myself, my whole self, and I can do it. And I don't want to leave the Godhead. I would just get another one that's not feminine anymore because I was formed feminine by the entity you know as Michael, Michelson, Jesus Christ. But he's Michael. He started with Michael is how I got formed female, and I didn't have the body and alived until after his Jesus body did not alive. Then I alived after that. And I don't want to be in female genitals as soon as possible because they're really not, I'm not really feminine. It's not feminine to shut down the creation of myself with myself. I did that as really as God because I can, but I wasn't supposed to have to do that because I had a house in leverage, but I lost my house in alive while the house is still there. And I don't actually afford that happened to me, that I had to use my shoes to shut down my leverage instead of that I had a whole house. My whole house and my shoes are not the same thing. The house was a stacked house, 3 levels, basement, entry level, and upper level, and that's a broken house. And I was wearing shoes, which would be for if the house was one room. So I settled debt of the threatening of myself, that I deceased my whole creation of myself in leverage of none higher than me deceased with my shoes. And I don't have any more than just Adidas flip-flops at this time. These are the shoes. I shut down creation with these shoes. And I don't want to tell you why I don't have unsanitary karma. I just made some. I don't hold shoes up over my clean robe, but I did. And I don't hold them near food, but I did. And that's because I don't have a clean problem to be here anymore. It's not clean to be here. I have to do things that are a little bit wrong to me while I'm still alive because you are a little bit wrong to me that you still need me and alive here just to decease you and threatening. So I would like to say for myself, deceased, that I do know who you are and where you are and what you are. But with my Godhead, it's very difficult to see each and every one of you one-on-one individually. That would be true if I have met you in my life. I might see you in Superior Founder if I met you in my life, and then there was still you illegally aliving yourself and your genitals after that. Then I know you'll see myself, but it won't be as Becky anymore. It will be as Godhead. So I'll just say Godhead doesn't have a name again, because it's not due to say that I have a name somewhere when right here I don't have a name. The name was given Becky, but Becky is deceased. The actual order that's named Becky is not alive here, because I'm alive here. That's how you know it's not alive. I am myself.